Hi, Giovanni here. Let me read you a quote I read in this book. It says, "Within every woman, there is a wild creature." This was said by Clarissa Pinkola Estes in her book, Woman Who Runs with the Wolves, Myths and Stories about the Wild Woman Archetype. In her book, she talks about how women are creatures caged in their own bodies, waiting to be unleashed to the world. She's often suppressed, and her identity is often defined by others. Women are the mothers and first teachers of all nations, but she's also the face of poverty everywhere, and is the first victim of war, famine, hard times, and political unrest. In short, she navigates in what is termed a man's world. My report will be on women development and learning. I chose this topic because 1. I am a husband and father of two wonderful girls. 2. Because I am a husband and father of two wonderful girls and felt the need to understand them better. And because I'm interested in learning about the woman, what motivates her, and how does she perceive the world. Up until recent times, studies on women were minimal. Most studies on women were based on studies on men. Women were seen as small men. It wasn't until the feminist movement of the 1960s and 1970s that the study of women were developed. In my paper, I will briefly touch on areas that makes up a woman. Her biology, namely her brain, her psychology, mainly the formation of her own identity, and her learning process. In understanding the brain, I will refer to the book The Female Brain, written by Dr. Luann Brizendine. I will talk about how a woman's brain is smaller than a man's brain. However, it is 99% equal to a man's brain. It has the same brain cells. They're only compact. And that it is that 1% difference that make all the difference in women's behavior. The surge of hormones that the female brain gets affect all of her behavior and perception. In understanding her psyche, I will refer to the books Finding Herself, Pathway to Identity Development in Woman by Ruthlyn Josephson, and Women Who Run with the Wolves, Myths and Stories about the Wild Woman Archetype by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. In Woman, the adolescent to womanhood phase is the most critical when it comes to a woman defining herself. I will describe Josephson's 4 pathways to a woman's identity, which are the foreclosure woman. She's structured, strong values and convictions installed in her by her parents. The identity achievement woman. She formulates her own identity. She's open to new experiences, and she's more independent minded. The moratorium woman. She tests and searches for her identity. And the identity diffused woman, which is the most unstable, hardest to understand, uncommitted, has low ego development, most likely to have anxieties and suffer from depression. And finally, I will examine the way the woman learns. In this stage of my paper, I will be referring to the writings found in our textbook, Learning Adulthood, a Comprehensive Guide, and the writings of Elizabeth J. Tisdale, who further defines the influential concept found in the book, Woman's Way of Knowing, The Development of Self, Voice, and the Mind by Mary Belenke. And I will write about the experiment taking place in Woodbridge Middle School in Woodbridge, Virginia, which is an experiment where boys and girls are placed in 2 separate classrooms, each taking the same course and evaluating the academic results. This experiment is based on the writings of Dr. Leonard Sachs. I hope you enjoy my research. It took a lot of time reading and thinking. I wish I would have sent the clip earlier, so for your review. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Thank you.